Just a few days after surviving this super typhoon in on Tablas in late May or early June of 1979, we were scheduled to fly down to Davao City in the south, in the island of Mindanao, to teach in a summer school. Now we were able to teach. I had a master's degree, which kind of gave some credibility to the program, and these were students who there were 20 some 25 students who had received a 3-year diploma degree from the Bible colleges, the 5 Bible colleges throughout the country, and were now pastoring. I think they're all in the island of Mindinao, and they would take summer classes for 3 or 4 summers, and then write a thesis, and then receive their bachelor's. And so we had men and women who had been pastoring, some for several years, but it was great because the level of questions and all that with their experience so different, and then just teaching someone that's just on their way out up, going through Bible college before they enter ministry. I like doing that as well, teaching them as well. But this was a great group, and we were scheduled to do the summer school. Both Connie and I were teaching a couple of classes each, and so it was time to go to the airport for that. But prior to that, we'd done some investigation, and the roads were out. There were no paved roads outside of our city leading up to over to the airport. We had to go up and then over the island and then down. So it's kind of like cane shaped, and and there were no roads. The roads didn't go through. So what are you gonna do? So obviously, you go by sea. So I was able to hire a little outrigger canoe, and I want to tell you something. They are not very big, and they're narrow, and they have the wooden, whatever you call those out there like that. It's outrigger canoe, and it's like the operative word is canoe in terms of your perception of the size of that. So we were able to get one and through a brother, and to reserve that. So we went out on the morning of our departure to go to the airport, and there were 3 or 4 people sitting in the boat. And I didn't want to argue with anybody, but I told them, we hired you. Can you help us? Can you encourage these people to get another boat? Because there were other guys out there with their outrigger canoes that they could go and hire one of them. So they did, except for one man. His name was Bert. Bert was a businessman in town, and so he just refused to leave. And like I said, I didn't want to fight with him. I said, well, so I asked the guy who had the boat. I said, can it sustain him and us and our 2 girls and our luggage? And he goes, yes, it won't be a problem. So Bert insisted, and I wasn't going to quarrel with the man. I thought, well, he needs to get to Manila, I guess. So anyway, we started out. Now we got just a little bit of distance from the shore, and started to turn to go up the coastline, and the outrigger canoe, the engine stopped. And it was dead. He said, "There's nothing I can do. It's just dead." So we're sitting there, and it was hot. We had umbrellas, but for block the sun. But it was bad. So Cody turns to me and says, "Okay, man of God, now what are you going to do?" And I said, "Well, the man of God doesn't have any ideas right now, so I'm going to pray." Okay. So the guys in our boat, the two of them actually, and they called out to another fishing vessel out there, and the guy canoe came in, and he said, "Look, we got this. We're stuck here." And he says, "Well, look." The one guy says, "Well, look, there's a boat up here of seashell hunters from Cebu, from another island across in the eastern sides, and they are here. There's about 6 or 8 guys, and they're on this like a pontoon kind of thing." And he said, "I think they would have room." But he says, but I don't speak their language. They speak Cebuano. Well, Bert, who forced his way on our ride, our trip up, was from Cebu, and he spoke Cebuano. So he said he went up, and he said, "I'll go up and make a deal." It's okay. So he left his stuff with us, and he went up and made a deal, and the other boat took us up, and we got on this boat, and to take us up to this city up further north from us, to where we could go get a jeepney across the island and then take a boat down the other side. So that's what we're doing. So we got on the boat, and I looked around. I thought, I don't mean a profile or anything, but these guys are more like pirates than they do seashell hunters, shell hunters, and they were staring at us, and I thought, is that a good stare or a bad stare? And but I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna be afraid. We're just gonna go on and see what the Lord does. Well, we got up there. They were very kind. They got us off, took our luggage off. We were able to get on a jeepney and go across the island to get on another boat to go down to the airport. So we got to this airport on the this boat. It was bigger. I mean, it held I don't know, probably 30 or 40 people, and there was rows across. It was a sea ferry, and I got to stop